Hello and welcome into this astrology energy update video for the end of August into September of 2025. There is a lot of information to share. There was a lot of very big astrology. So I will do my best to ground you into this first of two new moons in Virgo. What this new moon cycle is opening for us, that's going to take us through this first part of September, which is going to be our lunar eclipse in Pisces, and it's going to end with our new moon solar eclipse in Virgo again. So quite a bit is happening, and I will do my best to break it down into digestible chunks that you can break this apart and understand, to alchemize how you may be seeing these energies, these parts and pieces reflected in your life and in your story. If you are new here, my name is Chrissy Whistler. I am an evolutionary astrologer where we go very deep. This is the Jeff Wolf Green astrology. We're going into the shadows here. This is not just about love and light. This is about going into the muck to understand why, so we can be transformed as we come out the other side. Where is this illumination coming forward in our lives? I am also an intuitive and an energy practitioner, as well as a parent of two narrow, sparkly children who truly are my teachers in so much of what I am bringing forward. If you would like to work with me one-on-one in some way, whether an astrology reading, an intuitive reading, or quantum energy healing, please go to my website, chrissywhistler.com. One of the reasons I am a little bit delayed in getting out more videos to you is I'm in the process of updating this 10-year-old website, which was originally for when I was a professional writer, and I still am, but I've had this complete shift of direction. So that's really what I've been putting my energy and focus into. But once I get that landed and launched, then I can start to have the space to really, the energy to get more creative and to share all these different ideas, videos that I have for you. So right now it's still the old website, and it's also my older prices. So if you want to get a reading at those prices, I suggest you do that in the next couple weeks before I launch the new website, the new updated website. So that's what I've been really doing in the background. All right, so just starting to drop into the energy of this video. Virgo New Moon that we had on August 22nd or 23rd, depending on where you live in the world. 0 degrees of Virgo. So what's making it interesting to share about these energies is the dichotomy of them. This is not going to be a one-size-fits-all video. And I know it's never that. In any of the astrology readings, where you are in your life is going to be a very unique and different experience. This particular Virgo new moon, again, the first of two, there can be both a very humbling experience And there are many in the world right now who need to be humbled, who need to learn humility, who need to learn that who they are, that brilliant star, the sun of their life, is just one of many suns all over the world. We are the suns of our own universe. And so there is this need to shine brightly, and there is a need to step back and let someone else take their place, center stage, and to shine. So for some, this new moon is a need to learn humility. And we can have some very humbling experiences around that. And on the other hand, there are those of us who are very good at humbling ourselves, where we have stripped our ego bare, where we are so hollowed. You can think of this like the monks who would flail themselves. They would create pain in their body because they had sinned, because they are human. So for those folks, there's actually a need to stop the shaming, to stop the self-criticism. And there is a need to step into and accept that we are great. We need to shine with our greatness. So this is kind of what I mean. This new moon, it is this back and forth. There can be some areas of our lives where there is a need to learn humility, where we do need to be humbled and stripped bare of those egos. Or there could be this, dude, you've done enough stripping away of the ego. Stop it. You are harming yourself with this masochism. Stop it. We need you to step forward and to shine your brilliant light. So it can be this both and. And it can be this experience of not quite getting it right. This back and forth, this rectifying, alchemizing, being this potter at the wheel, trying to get it right. I just feel there's some energy that's wanting to clear, but it's not ready yet. It's always a very interesting experience when you're talking and you're like, oh, I feel this like chest burp right here, and it's not coming out yet. Virgo, as a sign, is an earth sign, and yet it's ruled by Mercury, which is very mental. So it's got this kind of dual energy within itself, where it's grounded in its earth, and yet there's this higher mental energy coming in, which is also part of Virgo, because Virgo wants to get it right. Virgo has this unbelievable superpower to see what is imperfect and how it can be made better. But here's the paradox. Life is not perfect. Life is not complete. We are always in flow of this change. And I'm speaking about that Pisces polarity. Virgo can see all the imperfections, all the things that could be made better. It's very good at chunking and breaking apart, taking apart the engine, seeing how the pieces all fit together and bringing them back together. Or, well, let's try it this way and see if that makes this process even cleaner and even better, because that one right there, that's not working, so let's try this. Always moving towards perfection, but there is no perfection. That is this wisdom of Pisces, the universe, the all that is. There is this constant flow and change. So this kind of dichotomy is what I'm speaking about. There's this need to embrace imperfection and to do our best while also knowing it will never be perfect. And I'm being very mindful of this, even filming this video. It's like there's an extra weight to get it right. And I need to be okay and to surrender and to trust, Pisces, that what I say will be enough. So be really, really mindful of this. As I said, this new moon in Virgo has set the tone for this moon cycle. So all the way till September 21st, again, or 22nd, depending where you live. And then we have another new moon in Virgo. So we're getting a lot of Virgo right now. So there can be a lot of mental self-criticism of what is imperfect, especially about yourself. Or you can be receiving this feedback from other people, really, really nitpicking feedback in all the ways that who you are and what you have done is imperfect. And it will be very unique as well, depending on where this new moon has fallen in your birth chart. If it was conjunct any planets, what house it's in. And if you're needing help with that and you want to understand what's going on for you and why, especially as we come into eclipse season, which is a whole other ball of wax. And I'll do my best to speak to some of that. But definitely we'll need another video because we're talking big stuff here. But anyway, for you individually, if you need help, please again go to my website and you can book an astrology reading. If you want that lower price, do it in the next couple weeks. Okay. All right. So what Virgo is trying to do, again, this higher octave energy of Virgo, it is wanting to hollow us, to help to make us pure, so that we may be a divine channel for the divine inspiration of God, of Source, whatever you believe, to come through you. That is what is happening with us hollowing out, to become like a hollow reed. You can think of Virgo as the energy of a musician, where at first, all that time is spent learning the scales, learning the notes. Again, that ability to really focus, procedure, understanding the bits and pieces, how they come together. But when we reach that higher energy of Virgo, when we sit down at that piano and the music just flows through us, we become that divine channel for the music to flow through. That is what is the intention. This hollowing out. Where are the self-criticisms that you hold that are keeping you from stepping into your greatness, preventing you from stepping into your place as a divine channel, and what you are here to be of service, Virgo, to the collective. So you may experience a humbling, a hollowing out of those voices, Mercury, telling you you can't do that, you're not good enough, what are you doing, tooting your own horn, shining your light, going to the beat of your drum, you can't do that. Maybe that's some of what this new moon is bringing forward for you. And again, it's this hollowing out of those old stories, that old bullshit that is keeping you, preventing you from shining your light and stepping into who you really are and what you are meant to do and to offer back to the collective. This deep charity and this deep service. And yet, it's probably not going to be easy and served on a silver platter. Now, what I'm starting to do is I'm bringing in some of these really big aspects at this new moon. There is a very particular one called a finger of fate, finger of God, where we have the sun moon here at the base, at this little V, and then these two outward are quincunx. One of them is pointing to the Saturn-Neptune conjunction, still in Aries. Saturn will be moving back into Pisces in September, but I'll get there in a moment. And the other one is angling towards Pluto. So, oh my goodness. You just feel the emotions coming through. This is going to be very much an experience of it's not quite right. Right, clearing that energy. Something isn't right. Something has to give. It's like an itchy sweater. If I go this way, it doesn't quite feel right. But if I go that way, nope, that doesn't feel like right either. It's this back and forth. That is the energy of the quincunx in itself. It is an energy of mastery. And it's faded. It's not something that you're going to be able to run away from. This moon cycle. You can't run away from it. So there is a need to be that potter at that wheel to try and make it right. And you're not going to get it right. So let that Virgo energy just know like it's not going to be perfect. And just have grace with that. Let it be. This is about good enough. So this quincunx to Saturn, Neptune, you can imagine this is probably a lot of the expectations, outdated obligations, societal conditioning placed within you. These illusions, delusions that you are now able to start seeing even clearer. And again, it can be very, very humbling. This particular quincunx to those two is a Virgo energy. So everything I've been talking about with Virgo is applying to the Saturn-Neptune, especially around your individuality, your I amness, your ability to go to the beat of your own drum and how you were not allowed to or did not believe that you were allowed to do this. So a real stripping away, back and forth. Well, if I can't do it this way, what about this? Oh, look, there's another delusion. Okay, let's try that. And just keep refining away at that, really alchemizing within yourself. Be very mindful of that feedback in your mind, that self-criticism. Give yourself grace. Give yourself compliments for everything that you are doing and start to see your mastery, your authority. This is actually who you are, and you're really damn good at it. That kind of stepping into and acknowledging yourself, that's what Saturn's really trying to help with, especially around being a warrior. Daring to go to the beat of your own drum and what needs to be shed, what needs to be hollowed out so you can step into that. Now on the other end of that quincunx, we have Pluto. Pluto in Aquarius. My goodness. Pluto is an energy of transformation. It is cataclysmic change. This pressure cooker that's pushing and pushing and pushing until that volcano blows. That is more than likely going to be some Pluto experiences. Help again. It's as I said, you have that V, and you're always coming back to the point of that V, that new moon in Virgo. How are you meant to be of service to others? What is it that you were here to do and to give back? Very uncomfortable energies with that Pluto quincunx to this new moon. Can again be very, very humbling, really being brought down into your deepest shadows. That's what Pluto does. It shines a light right there for us to see. So if things are not feeling right with you, with the world, that's right on point with these energies. Now, let's keep going with this, shall we? I've been speaking about Mercury. Mercury rules Virgo. Mercury also rules the sign of Gemini. Now, Mercury right now is in Leo, conjunct the asteroid Lucifer. So this is what I meant, that dichotomy of there is a need to step into our greatness and to be that sun, that shining light in the world. But for others, this can be going too far, where they're shining so greatly. I am a child of God and I can do whatever the hell I want to do. That's taking it too far, right? And yet there's still that need of like, this is who I am. This is my creative expression. I am a child of God and I am going to shine. So again, there's this both. Are we shining too brightly, or do we actually need to step forward and shine brightly because we're so freaking humble, we will never be too bright, right? We'll never be swallowing up all of the solar system, all of the universe with our brightness, right? Mercury, as I said, rules Gemini. Uranus is in Gemini right now. Uranus is ruling the sign of Aquarius, where Pluto is in. So this is hyper-focusing on Uranus right now. And Uranus is in an exact square to this new moon in Virgo. So this is very much what I'm speaking to, these 3 particular dynamics is a holy shit in astrology. So you can better believe that we will be experiencing sudden shocks, sudden changes, rug getting ripped out from under us in some way, with that Uranus being square at this new moon. Now, not to say these are always bad things, though they certainly can be very hard and uncomfortable, because Uranus is like a sword of truth, and it is cutting through the bullshit, especially when Uranus is retrograde. It is here to shake things up. It is here to push the consensus society, our consensus beliefs of these structures, Saturn, that we have, to break them open and to experiment and to try new things. So just be really mindful that, well, this is probably going to happen in your life. We are probably going to be seeing this on the world stage, especially with Saturn, Neptune on the Aries point, which is the world stage. My goodness, we're going to be seeing this. So know it's coming. Know that this is coming. We never quite know how and why when it comes to Uranus, because it is a lightning bolt from out of nowhere. And when you have those lightning strikes, take a step back and just know, okay, this is unexpected, and yet it's not. It gives some more space with the energies, with the stories that you may be experiencing. So then you can better move with that flow of where this new energy, this new direction is taking you. Because this is a time of new directions. That is one of the defining principles of eclipses. This rug ripped out from under you moments where you were going in this direction, and then holy shit, now you're going over here. And you didn't see it coming. These are course correction moments. That is what is coming in with this Uranus square, both of the eclipses. That doesn't mean that they're easy, or that they don't suck, or they are not shitty experiences. Whatever it is that you may be feeling, and maybe it is this sudden windfall of excitement, of change you didn't see coming. So it can be all the things. But it doesn't lessen your emotional reaction, your feelings. Perhaps traumas are being really revitalized, which I imagine there's probably going to be some of that, because we will be having that solar eclipse. The end of September, as I said, will be a south nodal solar eclipse in Virgo. So a lot of old past traumas will be surfacing. So just kind of know, as I said, like this is like a both and kind of energy. This setting the seeds for new directions, and at the same time, we're still dealing with the past, and we're still wrapping that up. This is very much going to be a journey of refinement. We are alchemists right now. So whatever is coming up for you, whether it has to do with that Uranus sudden energy and change coming forward, or this eclipse pieces, experiences, this is a journey of alchemization and refinement. This is about getting to what is actually right. Not necessarily perfect, but oh, I'll go this way, this feels a little bit better, so let me keep trying. And again, being this potter at that wheel kind of thing. Virgo is going to want results, measured results, and to be of service. This new moon is setting us up for that solar eclipse that I've been mentioning. Again, this hollowing out process that can bring us to our knees, pushing us to go into the deep past. That is this quincunx to Pluto. It's pushing us to go into the depths of our unconscious, to go into our souls. And again, hollow out what needs to be let go of, what needs to be transformed. So we can, this reviewing of the old stories, letting them go, shedding them, so we can step into this question of how can we best be of service to the collective? How can we serve? How can we give back? That is this offering of who we are at a deep level. You can experience as well a hollowing out of old roles, Virgo. These old labels. I am the internal butler. I'm the internal garbage can, maid for the family, for the collective, and that's all I can be. That can be really part of what's hollowing out and letting it go, this burning away. Can you find the right people in your life that can really see you and hold this space for you? That is what this Venus moving through Cancer, she was conjunct Jupiter. She's finishing up Cancer. That's what she and Jupiter are holding the space for. This is about true soul family, deep emotional connection. So just know, again, like there's all this burning away alchemization that's happening. And if you follow that and you let go of the people in your life that are actually really toxic for you, and they are not safe for you to be around and to share your stories, you're shedding all that bullshit. And it's opening the door for people who can see you and hold you. So just kind of know there is this beautiful energy present, even if you may not be able to see it right away, depending on what your life circumstance is. But look for those people. They are there. We might have to work a little bit to find them. Again, we're speaking that finger of fate here, okay? It's not going to necessarily come easy or served on a silver platter, but they are there. And it's up to each of us to follow those breadcrumbs to close the doors on the old shitty relationships and shitty people in our life who can't see us for who we really are and can't value us for our worth and what we have to share. Just be done with those old patterns, and the new ones are going to start coming in to find you. I've found that this particular new moon has been that space as I've been in, is this real space holding, listening to the stories of the people who haven't had that chance to be listened to. So you might find yourself in more of that position, especially at the start of this month. If that is you, also be aware of discernment and boundaries. So you're not completely giving everything of who you are away to hold space for people. You need to take care of yourself. You need to set up boundaries and care for your own needs and your own health. So again, it's this constant both and kind of energy that we're working with here. Know that nervous system overwhelm is so incredibly highlighted for this moon cycle. So just to repeat, be discerning and take care of your body and your system. If you need to close the door on everybody and just go lay down on the ground in the grass in nature, go do that. If you need to turn your phone off because the information from the outside world is so overwhelming, again, Uranus and Gemini squaring this new moon, like, oh, if there's a time to turn off the phone when you have nervous system overwhelm, turn off social media and have a little like sabbatical, even if it's for a day, this is the month to do it. And take that time to slow down and process, digest the emotions that you're feeling, any of these traumas or old stories from the deep past that are coming forward, surfacing. Be with them as you need to be. All right? Be really mindful of distorted ideas and beliefs. This unrealistic, overly oppressive, moralistic kind of attitude that's also highlighted for this moon cycle. Remember, we are meant to be human beings, and human beings are imperfect. So we can have a hyper awareness around all the ways we are not perfect. We can be feeling a lot of shame, inadequacy, that we are tainted or impure in some way, that we are not good enough. Those are all some of those hyper awareness, hypercritical mindsets that can be coming in. Virgo is about healing. And so if those are those mental constructs, expectations, obligations coming at you, there is a need again to bring gentle awareness and to bring healing to them as you hollow out the old bullshit, to let the healing come through and that deeper truth of who you are. All right, so I'm just going to give you a couple dates as I start to wind down with some of these energies. As I said, there's a lot here, and I'm not covering it all, but I hope what I do share is enough. And if you find it's enough for you, please hit that like, the thumb up like thing. Share this video with your friends. Subscribe to my channel. All those things will help me to reach other people who would like to find a different way and a different path, as opposed to what everyone says that things are and the way they should be. So thank you for that. Okay, so August 28th to the 30th, I mean, we are going to be having Venus opposite to Pluto. So that's going to be bringing up a lot with relationships. We can be really experiencing the mirror of the other. We can be bringing up other people's unconscious just by being near them, and there can be either a magnetism to that or a repulsion. So just kind of know that during this time, people are walking around being each other's shadows, and are you brave enough and willing enough to see in that other person, and then ask yourself, is this anything within me that I need to see? It still can be their shit. I'm not saying it's all yours, but just taking that reflection and asking yourself, is this part of my shadow? And do I need to see this? Do I need to bring a light into these shadows to see it, to bring healing there, to reintegrate this back into me? Or are these old stories and beliefs that actually aren't true and I need to hollow that out? So that could be some of what is coming through, but really powerful exchanges with people. I won't go super deep into what the asteroids are, but we're going to have Mercury squaring to Juno, Vesta, opposite to Pallas Athena. The 28th or the 30th is a time to say the hard things to people. This is not the time to just keep sweeping things under the rug. This is definitely a time to have hard conversations with the partners in our life. And to try as best as we can to speak from a very loving space, even if that loving space is a firm no. I am not going to go there. I am going to stand up. I am going to fight for what is right, for what I believe is truth. Even as you're doing that, again, staying in that heart space, that space of goodness and love. So this is what I mean. It's like a little bit of both. This new moon in particular. Saturn on September 1st will be moving back into Pisces. So this is going to be, we are going to be tying up loose ends around belief and faith and this existential crisis, what we do not have control over. That's Pisces. Pisces is everything. We do not have control over natural disasters or the ocean, all right? So there's this tying up of loose ends around these themes. September 5th, Uranus is going to station retrograde. So everything I was speaking about earlier with Uranus will be super heightened and highlighted. It's magnified when a planet goes retrograde. And I think even earlier, so just kind of like slide back in earlier, I had said that Uranus was retrograde. Not quite yet at this new moon, but will be stationing just like a week later. So Uranus stationing retrograde is really going to bring the sword of truth, cutting through the bullshit. So just be very mindful. And that bullshit is very much going to be around the themes of Taurus when Uranus moves back into Taurus later this fall time. And that's going to be so much about money, our global economy, what we value. So again, you know that these changes are coming. Ride them, these waves, these moments, knowing what they are here to do ultimately, even if it's challenging in that particular moment in time and experience, whatever that might be for you. Okay, we also will be having a Mars opposite to Ceres. So Mars is in Libra, Ceres is in Mars sign of Aries. So there's this back and forth between self and other. Mars in Libra wants to be more of a people pleaser, suddenly needs to care about what other people think, but Mars naturally just wants to do what Mars wants to do. This initiation, I'm going to this direction, the beat of my own drum, trailblazer, being that warrior self. And now in Libra is like, oh, well, how do I care about other people? How do I actually balance the needs of everybody else and my own needs? Do my own needs matter? Ceres in Aries is really helping with this. Again, it's this back and forth of other people do matter. And then When do we need to stand up for our individuality and our sovereignty? And to bring nourishment to that. Nourishment to our families, while at the same time not becoming one with our families, becoming into this codependent mush. We still need to be our unique selves. So this is the theme that we're working with here, which will be bringing us into the first of the eclipses. September 7th, we will have our lunar eclipse at 15 degrees in Pisces. And I think I'm going to go into this more later, but just know that we're not on the lazy man river here with our big inner tubes floating lazily down this river. That's not what this moment in time is. This is going to be a lot of change that more than likely can be shaking us to our core and shaking off the beliefs that actually aren't ours. And there's going to be some kind of illumination around that to go into this new flow and this new direction. And we may not even know what that is. That's what this eclipse in Pisces is going to be speaking of, helping us to see without even necessarily knowing the exact direction of where we're going. Because we can't know it all, because the universe is unknowable. And yet there is a faith and a surrendering into that, into this moment that's really being asked of us. Whew. As I said, that was a lot, and I'm just scratching the surface with some of this stuff. But I hope that this is going to provide for you the grounding and the understanding of what is coming up for you and why. So then you can meet your particular experience and energy and ride that wave wherever it is taking you. And to find and to connect with the people who can actually hold a safe space for you, for your story, to be seen and to be witnessed as you come into this deep service that you are here to give, to offer to the world, to shine brightly and to take your place in that overall pattern. You know, one star among so many, and yet your star, your light, is incredibly important right now. This is also very much the time to stand up in our truth, in our righteous anger, to stand up and fight, to be that protector of others as well as yourself. And if you are needing support wherever you are in your life,
bow.
Oh, you want, okay. You gonna go swimming?
Yeah.
Okay. Hold your finger. All right, will you pull that one through? Okay, ready? 1, 2, 3, pull. All right, there you go. If you are needing support, if you are needing help tying your little bow of life, wherever that is for you, please do reach out. Again, you'll find all of that information at my website. New one forthcoming, step by step. Right? It's not about being perfect. Remember that. None of this is about being perfect. Just step by step doing your best. I hope this is helpful, and take care, and I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.